Good morning, and thank you for the opportunity to provide an update on the PolioPlus and the End Polio Now campaign that will focus on the Global Polio Eradication Initiative's new strategic plan. What needs to be done to achieve a polio-free world? The importance of Rotary's fundraising efforts, and information on how Rotary's PolioPlus funds are spent. I will conclude with our new PolioPlus Society. Rotary started its polio eradication efforts in 1979 with the Rotary Foundation's first ever 3H grant used to eradicate polio in the Philippines. In 1985, when the proposal was made to the World Health Organization, the world was reporting at least 350,000 new cases of polio every year in 125 countries that were considered polio endemic. Fast forward to the end of 2020. Endemic polio exists now in only 2 endemic countries, Afghanistan and Pakistan. The year ends with only 140 cases, and the African continent has been declared polio-free. 2021 quickly sees 2 new cases in January, one in each of the countries of Pakistan and Afghanistan. And then the world stays polio-free of wild polio until late in the year when 3 more cases erupt in one small area of Afghanistan. And then, unfortunately, early in 2022, a case in Malawi is traced back to a 2019 case that was established in Pakistan, but the year ends with only 6 cases. Sadly, so far in 2022, we have 3 cases of polio reported. One in Afghanistan in January. Pakistan, which has been polio-free for over 14 months, has suffered 2 cases in April of 2022. However, more importantly, the number of vaccine-derived polio cases has been reduced from 688 cases in 2021 to just 68 cases so far this year, and that compares to 73 last year at this same time. So what have we achieved in the 35-plus years of our eradication efforts? Nearly 4 billion children have been vaccinated, and 20 million people are walking who would otherwise have been paralyzed. In addition, our PolioPlus program has helped with things like measles, Ebola, and COVID. Rotarians have raised nearly $2.4 billion for the Global Polio Eradication Initiative, and we now have 5 partners in our efforts: the World Health Organization, UNICEF, Center for Disease Control, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and Gavi, the Vaccine Alliance. Each year, as Rotary raises $50 million, the Gates Foundation matches us 2-to-1. This continues until 2023. However, the foundation is currently negotiating to continue this through 2026. In June of 2021, the Global Polio Eradication Initiative launched a new strategic plan that covers the years 2022 through 2026. The new plan builds on our progress to date and addresses the remaining hurdles to polio eradication. The title of the strategy is Delivering on a Promise. The strategy has 2 goals. 1, to interrupt the transmission of all polio virus in Afghanistan and Pakistan, and to stop the transmission of circulating vaccine-derived polio virus type 2 and prevent outbreaks in polio-free regions. We are confident that this strategy will deliver on our promise to the children everywhere that they will soon live in a polio-free world. This is the timeline for the new strategy. While the new strategy began in 2022, many activities got underway in 2021. In quarters 3 and 4 of the calendar year 2021, there was a broader use of the new novel oral polio vaccine to more effectively stop outbreaks of the circulating vaccine-derived poliovirus type 2, interruption of the wild poliovirus type 1, the only wild poliovirus still circulating, and reporting the last isolate of circulating vaccine-derived polio is planned for 2023. The certification of the eradication of type 1 poliovirus and the validation of the absence of circulating vaccine-derived polio is planned for the end of 2026. We can feel good that the number of wild and circulating vaccine-derived polio cases continues to decline. But now is not the time to become complacent. Rather, we need to capitalize on this progress to maintain a high level of immunity among children such that we can achieve eradication. This requires hundreds of thousands of frontline workers immunizing hundreds of millions of children every year, as well as intensifying our disease surveillance so we know where the disease is circulating. Rotary uses its $150 million as a global grant that is distributed through the World Health Organization and UNICEF 3 times a year. The graph shows where and how much is being spent. The DDF, or District Designated Funds, and cash that we give to PolioPlus supports this global grant. Imagine not being able to stop your child from being a victim. What if this was your child, your grandchild? What would you do, and what would you give? I want to end polio. Let's keep our promise to the children of the world. Let's eradicate polio. We are Rotary. A dedicated frontline worker, a happy and proud mother, and more importantly, a child forever protected from polio virus. This is what your PolioPlus program achieves. Rotary's leadership has never been more important. Our vision of a polio-free world is in sight. We must keep pushing to deliver on our promise to the children of the world. The PolioPlus Society is a great way to help us stop polio. And you can become a member by pledging a minimum of $100 each year until we eradicate polio. Sign up and make your pledge today and receive your PIN. You can see past District Governor Rick Caron down below the stairs to sign up. Thank you.